Hi everyone, welcome. Today I'm going to show you a bit of batch cooking. A lot of people have been asking for it. Now this is like a tomato based sauce. It's the way I start my bolognese, my lasagna, chili beef. We're going having parmigiana tonight, so this is going to be the sauce that's going to go on it. We're having chili mussels tomorrow, so this is going to be the base of the sauce for tomorrow night. All I'm going to do tomorrow night is add in some chilies and some extra little bits. So at the moment I have 2 medium onions finely diced in the pan. They're in there for 5 minutes on medium with 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So what I'm going to do to add into them now, I'm going to add a teaspoon of sea salt flakes. I'm going to grate in 4 cloves of garlic. They're medium to large cloves. I have turned the heat down to low because I'm adding in the garlic and I don't want it to burn. That's 2, 3, and 4. So this recipe, by doing this once a week, you could make 3 or 4 different dinners out of it, and you have the base sauce, and it's relatively cheap to make, considering what you'd normally pay for like a tin of bolognese sauce that's already made up and you don't even know what's in it. So at least this way you know exactly what you're feeding the family. Okay, so we're going to put in half a teaspoon of cracked black pepper. We're going to put in a tablespoon and a half of tomato paste. I'm going to put in a tablespoon of soy sauce. And I'm going to put in 2 tins of tomatoes. You can get finely chopped, you can get whatever ones you want. These ones are just diced tomatoes. That's actually all they had in the supermarket yesterday anyway. So that's 1 in. And this is the second one that's going to go in. So basically I'm going to leave this reduce. So I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to turn the heat up to medium because as I said when I was putting in the garlic cloves I did have it on low. So I'm going to turn it up to a medium. And I'm going to let that bubble away and let it reduce a bit, because if you don't let it reduce, the sauce can become very runny. So you do need to make sure that you let it have the time to actually reduce at this stage. So I'm going to leave that bubble up there. I am going to put in some basil because that is a nice base anyway. And I don't really put in a lot of herbs at this stage because I'm going to be using it for different types of dishes. So all I'm going to do is put in the basil. I'm going to slice it up, and that is like a handful of fresh basil. If you don't have fresh basil, you can use maybe a teaspoon of dried basil. It's up to you really what some people like it and some people don't. So I'm going to pop that in. Now what I'm also going to add in, because I'm doing a large batch of it, I'm going to put in a teaspoon of onion powder. And I'm going to put in a teaspoon of garlic powder. This is really lovely as a bolognese sauce, or as I said, it's what I use for my lasagna. I use it for my chili beef. To start it off, I obviously add in more stuff as I go, but by doing it this way, by having this ready in the freezer, all you need to do is, when you're storing it, I put mine in Ziploc bags because I can lay them flat in the freezer, but if you're using containers or whatever, just divide it up in between, say, 4 containers, and then you can make 4 different dishes out of it. I'll probably, because I'm doing the chili mussels tomorrow night, I will use a little bit more than I would normally for a bolognese or whatever. So I'm going to get tonight's dinner, which is the chicken parmigiana. I'm going to get the the chili mussels out of it, and I will probably get a bolognese out of it as well down the track. You can add in whatever herbs, as I said, that you like yourself. It just all depends on what meat you're having with them. So like if you're having lamb, all you need, like lamb meatballs or whatever, all you need to do is add in some rosemary. Like it's a very, very versatile dish, and it is definitely one of the ones to have in the freezer, because then all you're doing on the night is actually cooking your meat and any veg that you want to add in. And this is a great one as well for disguising veg for kids who don't like eating it. What you can do is say puree or like blitz up your carrots and your greens or whatever you want to put in it, and just add it in at this stage. So you add it in with your tinned tomatoes, and just let it reduce. Just if there's any water in it or whatever, this is the stage where you want to get rid of all the water. So I'm going to let this reduce for, I don't know, another 5 or 10 minutes maybe. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in this passata sauce. Now what I'm going to do is I have 1.5 of these because I have half left, but you're probably better off putting in about 2 of these normally. And then it's a case of once this has reduced and you can see that it's not as runny as what it is coming along nicely now, but I'm definitely going to give it another 5 or 10 minutes. And then once I put in this sauce, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it reduce again for another probably 5 or 10 minutes. And that's it. Then you just let it cool down, and you can use it on the night, or you can keep it in the fridge for a couple of days, or you can just, once it's cool, freeze it. It is definitely one of the ones that if you're making a tomato based dinner, this can be used for it. You're just going to have to add in little bits along the way, but we will be making different types of dinners with this base. So definitely, if you want to follow me, go and make yourself a batch of this and have it on hand. And then if you see I'm coming up with a bolognese, a lasagna, whatever, this will be the sauce that I'm using. So yeah, it's very it's like if on a Saturday, that's why I'm doing my batch cooking today. So yeah, it's just something like this you can make so many dishes out of. So yeah, it's definitely one to have in the freezer. Okay, I'll pop up a picture later of what it looks like once it has reduced. So as I said, once the tinned tomatoes go in, give it a good 10 minutes on medium. You do want it bubbling because you want to reduce the sauce. Pop in your passata sauce then, and then give it a good 10-15 minutes again, but you'll know yourself when it's thick. But yeah, you definitely don't want this sauce runny. And you so go and see what you think of it. And if the kids don't like lumpy bits of onion in their sauce, you can just blitz it. It doesn't they're still getting the goodness from it. Just blitz it. It doesn't make a difference really, and you can just do that with maybe one portion, and you can keep the rest chunky. It's totally up to you. So yeah, that's just one of my tips on batch cooking. It's just best to do one sauce as a base, and you can add to it throughout the week when you're making different dinners, just to mix it up and make it taste different. Okay, have a good day.